always believed that God was there, and always believed that Jesus had a place in our lives, but I didn't really, though I believed, I didn't really live it. I've always lived in Tamworth. I went to Sunday school from as young as I can remember, through to youth group, and Sunday school, I remember all the stories they taught us there. Youth group, I did have a short period of time where a fellow came along and said that he gave his life to Jesus, and when he looked at life from Jesus' side, he was everything he wanted was there, and a lot of the things he wanted he didn't actually need, and that really sort of hit me. So I guess for 3 or 4 weeks I really I gave my life to Jesus, but unfortunately it was short-lived because I just didn't have the support that I needed to carry on with it. None of my friends were Christian, none of them understood. And yeah, it was very short-lived, but still, it's a time in my life I'll never forget. It was probably, I would have been 10, 12 years after that, a foster child first came into our lives, and we met an adoption caseworker at that point. That she did ask some funny questions when we first met her about religious beliefs, but she didn't go into it. I suppose it wouldn't be right for her to ask those sort of questions. And she said, well, if you wouldn't mind taking Daniel to church every now and again, it'd be really great, because he came from a Pentecostal church. And we said, oh yeah, we can do that, that won't be a problem. But that was all that was ever said. That led into us going to church, and we ended up leading youth group and everything. But our eldest son Tim gave his life to Jesus within probably within 3 or 4 months. Then as Carol was next, and I was a little bit behind that. And then Emily was the very last one, because she researches everything very thoroughly. 2.5 years after that initial meeting, this caseworker, who had a new job at the time, by the way, rang up and said, my Bible study group's been praying for you, and they were all told when we prayed for you last week that we don't have to pray for you anymore because you're all in God's hands. Is that true? And that was incredible. That was only the same week after Emily gave her life to Jesus. It was sort of stuff that really freaked you out. I believe Jesus is talking to us all the time. I believe my story I always tell us, I was thinking about that one day, and I come to a roundabout with an immaculate looking 10-year-old car beside me, and a bloke, no hat or anything, no reason to think he was going to do anything silly. And all of a sudden I thought, no way, and I backed off, and he cut straight across 2 lanes in front of me. There's no reason to think anything was that he was going to do anything silly, but it just one of those little moments that you think, well, that wasn't me, that had to be God.